All right, everyone. I'm here. I got both of my boards in front of me. The last one I was riding and the brand new one. So I just want to talk about them for a few minutes, give you the full review on the Gilson snowboard and the Clew bindings. So first, I'm going to start off with the Clew bindings. I think that these aren't bad, but I don't think they're worth the $500. I mean, they've saved me a ton being able to just pick it up, get out, and go walk someplace if I have to. Like on the days where it was really cold and the snow is slow, and there was a couple times I had to just get out and walk down to the bottom of the lift because I couldn't slide the rest of the way down, and that made things a lot easier being able to just pop out and go. I do think that some of the other systems that are out there might do it better. I don't know. I haven't rode those. I can only give you what I think about these. So I've only got 2 days of riding on these, and you can see there's already a bunch of gouges in the back of it. And now when I went to step in, a lot of the time it would bind and not step in. Right now everything is warm because it's inside, but it might, so it goes in fine, but there was times where it would twist and not step in correctly, and it'd get stuck and I'd have to try to unstick it and pull it back out. And you can kind of hear the mechanics inside of this don't sound great. So I think what happens is this gets all stiff and doesn't click in correctly. So I had issues with that. And of all the things, the toe straps were so short they wouldn't even fit over my size 12 boots. So I had to order their extra large toe straps, which, you know, it was only an extra $5 and they got them shipped pretty quick. But the thing is that for a set of bindings that's $500, you shouldn't even have that issue. You shouldn't have to order extra pieces to make sure it fits your boot correctly. So they really dropped the ball on that. Overall, I'd give them like a solid 2 out of 5. I have them, I'm gonna ride them, but I'm not happy with them necessarily, but I'm not unhappy with them either, because they don't feel any better than my 15-year-old Burton Missions. You know, they don't feel better than that. So they don't feel more comfortable than that. They just have this gimmick that makes them a little bit of convenience, which you might be able to find cheaper in one of the other versions. So that's enough for the bindings. Next, let's talk about the Gilson board. So I had this board custom made for me, the art, because I've always wanted a custom art board, and I figured I'd get one that really represents me and has a bunch of hidden little gems in it that are really cool, and it has the YouTube channel name on it and our mascot, and I got my wife's Jeep hidden back here, and so the whole thing is just really cool that I'm able to do that. And I think the having something custom made for you is pretty great. And the board isn't horrible, but let's be realistic. It's the custom art is worth the money if that's what you definitely want, but the board is not worth it. I do like supporting smaller, more local places, and these guys are based out of Pennsylvania. But let's get right down to my biggest issue is I probably wouldn't have anything bad to say about this board if it was a flat bottom board, because it doesn't ride like a normal board because it's not flat bottomed. So if you can see, there's an edge here. They call this their 3D edging or something like that. I call it a fucking hazard. The board itself flexes nice. It rides okay. It's hard for me to really tell because of this 3D edge. It doesn't sit straight. The flatness is here, so the edges are never touching the ground unless you're turning. And it's become a real issue because it creates this delay in your turn. So if we take a look here at the bottom of my old Burton, it's flat. You can see flat from edge to edge. They're always touching the ground. You feel planted. This, because of this lip right here, this part's on the ground, this part's off the ground. So when I'm on this Burton and I go to turn, I go to turn and it immediately grabs the edge and starts to turn me. On this, what happens is I go to turn and there's a delay, and then it finally grabs the edge and turns. But you can see right now this is flat and then that's on the edge. So this is flat and the edge is touching. So this, every time I go to turn, boop, there's a delay. And at high speeds on groomed runs, that's perfectly fine. At low speeds, when you're on a light grade trying to traverse to get to someplace, it's fucking horrible because you can't stay like on your edge to keep you uphill. You just keep drifting down and down and down into the ditches, and that sucks because there were several times where I had to unbuckle, walk back to the top of the shallow to try to traverse across and not sink down anymore. And then on top of that, what's even worse is having that delay when you're trying to do gladed sections or go between trees. And I don't need a half-second delay in turning when I need split-second decisions on what trees I'm trying to go between. I think I talked about it in one of the videos, but out of all my years riding, I've never worn a helmet. This board single-handedly makes me want to wear a helmet because I just don't trust it. It is feral and it does not want to listen to what you want to do. So that really sucks. Now, I can't say that The normal boards won't be bad, but when I was talking to them making this, they never once told me that it was the 3D edge, because I would have told them, no, I want the flat edge. I do not want this. I didn't ask for it, but I got it. So that's a huge downer for me towards that company. Throughout the process of ordering this, we were back and forth for months. And there's a lot of things I do like, but I just don't like this board at all because of that 3D edge. It's horrible. It's something I'm going to have to just get used to. Maybe I don't do trees and stuff anymore, or maybe I bring both boards and use this one when I just want to cruise the slopes. But for the price you pay for it, you should get the bottom you want. And then when I brought it up to them and was trying to talk to them about it, they just stopped emailing me anymore, because they already had the money and I already had the board, and therefore it didn't matter to them. Because one of the other things with this that they messed up was they took a nice gouge in it, so that sucks, but it doesn't really affect it too much because it's on that part that doesn't even touch the goddamn snow. And then they also messed up the coloring on the bottom. So this goes from green to purple with an orange outline, and it looks really nice. It could have been a little bit more vibrant, but I think it doesn't look vibrant because it's clear, so you can see the wood through it. So that I'm fine with. But there were also parts, it was supposed to be solid green from here down, and likewise on this end from here down with purple, so that it gave you that little glow on the snow. And that didn't happen, so they forgot that, and I tried to talk to them about that too, and they never reached back out to me. Now, the one thing I will say that is really cool about these guys is they went above and beyond to work with me on getting something special made for this. So this will be the only board like this. Let me actually go grab it so I can show you. Okay, so they went above and beyond, and in here, right in here, there's a metal plate on both the front and the rear that I can put a magnet camera holder on. So that's awesome. I haven't got to use it yet because I've just been trying to get used to the board and wear my harness and use the stick. But once I get a chance to finally use this, we'll see how well they work. But it's a huge shout out to those guys for doing that for me. So that's huge. But as far as the board goes, because of the edge, it's 2 out of 5. I would never want to buy one with that edge ever again. And if I'd have known this one had that edge, I would have never bought this one. I would have just went out, probably bought a split board somewhere and used that, because I think I would have had more fun with that than learning to fight with this. Now, the customer service was spectacular right up until the end. At the end of it, they just ghosted, and that's fine. I know I probably won't be going back to these guys. And then as far as the art, so the artist, he did really good, and I'm glad I got the guy that I did. I think his name was Cole. But even dealing with him, some of the stuff seems a little repetitive, and he didn't quite get what I was looking to do, but it turned out really good, and I'm happy with it. So I have no slights against that. The artist, he gets a solid 4 out of 5 for me. But so I guess that's it for now. That's my review. Again, it's only been a few days out on it. I will get more and more used to it the more I ride it, but I would never order it again. So enjoy the rest of the video, which has a bunch of runs from my first day and a bunch of runs from my second day. My initial thoughts, I try to talk while I am riding and give you guys an idea of what I'm feeling. So go ahead, enjoy that. This video is going to be a little longer. Sorry about that, but go ahead, watch it, enjoy it. Don't forget to leave comments, likes, subscribes. They all help us grow tremendously, and they're greatly appreciated. See ya. Good morning, everyone. So this will be first time riding my brand new board, brand new Clew bindings. So this is the very first reaction. Just gonna ride it right down to the left and see how it goes. Here we go, we get a brand new reaction. I thought for sure it would have slid. But can't believe I just fucking stopped right now. Wait. Stopping on a freshly groomed path. Alright. Maybe because of how cold it is, it's not working well. It's not set for being at negative temperatures. I guess we'll see how it goes down the mountain. Good morning, everyone. So this will be first time riding my brand new board, brand new Clew bindings. So this is the very first reaction. Just gonna ride it right down to the left and see how it goes. There you go, we get a brand new reaction. Let's see. Wow. I thought for sure it would have slid. But can't believe I just fucking stopped right now. Wait. not working well. It's not set for being at negative temperatures. I guess we'll see how it goes down the mountain. Alright, here we go. First run down the actual mountain. I already can feel this board is way harder to control. And it's getting stuck everywhere. Wow. Alright. That sucks. This board has absolutely zero control. It is a fucking wild card. Not moving. It's getting stuck. Holy shit. Come on. Come on, board. You can do it. Jesus Christ. Fucking weird. There's like a delay and everything. Alright, so that was my first run. I don't know how much you guys could hear as I was going or not, but my initial impression is that was fucking awful. Right now I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, make a few more runs, and then I'll get back with you guys. But it just, the board is slower than my 15-year-old Burton. And maybe there's just some buildup on the bottom because it's the first run. It'll take some time. It's been a long time since I've owned a new board, so we'll see. But I definitely don't like that 3D edge, but it's something I'm gonna have to get used to. I'll try to give it some more tries and see how it is. But man, the fucking delay. There is a horrible delay when you try to do anything. So you almost have to start doing things like a full second before you want to do them, because they're just like, it takes time for the board to react. The only positive I have to say is when I'm on the flat part and I'm trying to gain all the speed that I can so I don't get stuck, is that because of the 3D edge, I don't catch an edge. I don't get like, I don't have to worry about the edge biting and throwing me into the ground or something like that. But right now, as it stands, can't stand it. But that's just my initial impression. Like I said, I'll get back with you guys after a couple more runs and see where we're at. This board sucks at this kind of level ground stuff. Say it's all mountain, so let's see. Nope. Nope. Holy shit. All mountain, my ass. When you got delays and can't steer, that tree did not. Tiny tree section should have been super easy, even for my fat ass to do it. Sucks, I really kind of wished I brought my old board with me to try to enjoy this weather, because this is my absolute favorite time to snowboard. You know, it's sub-zero, snowing. It's great. That's my favorite time. I get to feel the ice crystals form on my face and around my neck. I absolutely love it. And unfortunately, this board is just shit. I don't know why. Never had a problem with my front leg feeling tired in a long time. But we'll see. We know it doesn't work good in trees. We know it doesn't work good on something semi-flat. So let's go try out choppy powder shit. See how that feels. I don't have enough speed. There's no way I'm making it all the way to the lift with this board. God, it wiggles and wobbles underneath your feet because of the edging. The 3D edge is just so weird. Time to go fix my sock. Alright, sitting on the lift on my way back up again. Just got done having some lunch, so my face is all defrosted and I gotta hydrate. So, I mean, with how cold it is, the brand new board is going super slow. Everybody here is like, the snow is snow is slow. So I guess it makes me feel a little better because I know it's not just because of the new board and the wax on the bottom, but it's still, holy shit, it makes it hard for us snowboarders to get someplace when you go through one of the gradual spots, the gradual slopes. But it's all right. We'll keep going through and enjoy it. Enjoy the best we can. The board has a horrible delay, and in the woods it's kind of really bad. But even though I only went through one small section, if I can get enough speed to go into another one, I'll give it a shot. But I think part of the problem with the turning that I'm having might be because of how fast it needs to go in order for me to just turn normal. because right now there's that weird delay between when you start turning and when the board starts turning, and it's been a pain. But when I'm going fast, that kind of goes away. It only kind of makes itself present when you're going a little slower. And as far as all mountain is considered, right now I don't really have any feedback on that portion of it until maybe till I get to the end of the day, get some more runs in. But we'll see where everything goes. Now, I really wish that Royal had some PBR or some Utica Club, but all they got is bad domestics. So White Claw it is. It's turning into slush on the ride up because of how cold it is. Alright, well, we're almost at the top, so we'll see where we want to run. What's up, everyone? This is going to be my second day now with the new board and bindings, but we're not in sub-zero temperatures, so we're going to be able to slide a lot better and not be getting stuck, and hopefully fast enough for the board to go. But on this little lodge run or lift run, it's slow, but it's hard to control because of that edge. But I'll check in after a few runs, see how I feel, and update you guys. And oh yeah, it's snowing again. Alright.
So I saw that shit coming behind.
Let's see. Also, this time I went ahead and got the Clew binding extensions, because apparently, you know, the regulars are too fucking small to fit normal size boots. Well, initial impressions, the board is okay, but there's that weird delay when you're trying to turn. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. I hate it. But had decent speed, but the problem is that even on the flat parts, where I died out last time because of the cold. It's super wobbly because you don't feel planted to the ground at all. It feels like the board has a mind of its own and it's floating and going wherever it wants. But I don't know, we'll keep trying it and I'll get back with you in a few runs. Well, initial impressions, the board is okay, but there's that weird delay when you're trying to turn. It's awful. Absolutely awful. I hate it. But had decent speed, but the problem is that even on the flat parts where I died out last time because of the cold, it's super wobbly because you don't feel planted to the ground at all. It feels like the board has a mind of its own and it's floating and going wherever it wants. But I don't know, we'll keep trying it and I'll get back with you in a few runs. All right, time for the royal. So you see how long and flat this is? I need to try to stay uphill, which is over there. It's slanting this way slightly. This board makes it absolutely miserable to try to control at speeds like this. You cannot try to steer because it's just got a delay. Guess that's the only, or not the only, I guess that's probably the best thing about having the Clews is when it gets so slow that I can't get to where I'm going because I can't steer or stay uphill or get a good dig, I can just pop my feet out and go. It'd be super annoying if I had to actually unstrap and walk, but it may actually, I don't know, the Clews are the first strapless bindings I've had, so there could be one better than that, like all the phase ones I hear about, but this is what I got. And right now my only complaint about them is that the strap just wasn't big enough to fit my boots naturally. So I had to waste several days waiting for brand new straps to come in that were $5 plus shipping, when that shouldn't even be an issue to begin with. So that's the only thing so far I have to say bad about them, but I also don't get to go as frequently as I would like to. So, you know, I don't have as many days in them as some other people might, and that's fine. What matters is how I feel about them. So, for now, okay. But we'll see at the end of the day how my knees and hips and everything feel. Because the padding in them is quite hard. There's no give there. So everything is just going straight into my joints, which as a 300-pound dude is the last thing that I want. So, but for now, I guess that's it for the update. I'll get some more runs and keep watching and enjoy. Alright, this time go ahead and put you guys on the chest strap because I want to go see how I can handle in some trees now that I've got a few runs in me. So Man, even with a brand new board, I can't get enough speed to get up here. Alright. So dark, so spooky. Whew. Alright, that one was a little sketchy. Fucking delays and turns again. Fuck, the cornering on this thing. All right. Let's see. So thing. Thing. Almost. All right. Well, that one sucked. Camera came right up, smashed me in the lip and the nose. That hit was hard. Alright, so I did not have enough speed to clear that because I'm just a scared person. But when you're middle-aged and 300 pounds, tend to have to be careful about stuff. Speed is not your friend. So let's see, what was I talking about before that fall? I have been snowboarding for 20 plus years with no helmet, and part of it now is just me getting older, but I've still never had one. This board makes me want one. That's how little I trust it. So take that as you will.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.